Everyone, Luke here. I got a new whiteboard, so I wanted to make a quick whiteboard video for you guys. So this won't be too long of a video, but I want to tell you guys something I've been telling my clients recently, both new and old. And that is that I believe the pulling down exercise is as important as the rest of the program combined. So what I mean by that is that the pulling down exercise should be 50%. Okay, 50% of the program. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see that very well. I might have to get a bolder marker, but 50% of the program. Okay, so what I mean by that is that a lot of people overlook the pulling down exercise, right? It's because it's the most esoteric, right? It's easier for most people, especially in our Western sort of world, where what we're taught in school and stuff, it's easier to conceptualize and understand like measurements, right? So people understand 9 cups of vegetables. People understand going to bed early, drinking enough water, because you can put a numerical value on these sorts of things, right? Whereas the pulling down exercise is it's much more esoteric, right? It's harder to quantify. It's harder to for a lot of people to understand. And I think a lot of people overlook it, as we've talked about on this channel many times. People are overlooking that aspect of the program. And so I want to emphasize how important it really is to you guys, okay? So what I mean by that is that if you have everything on one side, everything else with the program, so that includes, let's say the supplements, right? So taking your supplements 3 times a day. Eating, okay, healthy, so the vegetables, right? Eating plan, the Nutritional Balancing Science eating plan. So that includes eating lots of cooked vegetables, animal protein, healthy whole grains, etc., etc. Drinking spring water, so drinking plenty of water. So put drinking spring water. Okay, and then we can just go on and we can list everything, right? We can say going to bed early. That's important, right? Also, just getting enough rest in general. Many people understand that you should be going to bed early. It really helps a lot. But I mean, just being rested in general, right? So we can say other things like, especially if you're a man, limiting sexual fluid loss. So we can say sexual fluid loss. Getting enough exercise. On and on and on, right? And some of these are more important than others, right? Probably the 2 most important things are eating healthy and the supplements, along with getting enough rest. Those 3 are very important. And then you can go on and say, how much are you cooking your food? You can put the detox procedures like coffee enemas. Let's see what else. You can put sauna therapy. These things are great, right? These are all important things that will help you heal and develop. But all these things combined are as important as the pulling down exercise. Okay? So that's very important to realize. I rather have people do the pulling down exercise for an extra 30 minutes a day than, a lot of things, right? Rather than doing another coffee enema. Or I'd rather someone take the supplements twice a day as opposed to 3 times a day, and then do the pulling down exercise if they're not doing it at all, right? Let's say they're doing the pulling down exercise 0 amount a day. I'd rather have them do it for 30 minutes a day and take the supplements twice a day. Not that those really overlap, but I'm trying to tell you guys how important it is, right? So it's very important that you understand this. And I've made videos about this. At its core, all these things are really to help the pulling down exercise. The supplements are grounding, moving energy downwards, right? The eating plan, it's a grounding diet, right? Going to bed early is grounding. Limiting sexual fluid loss is grounding, okay? So it's very important that you understand this, okay? The best time to do your pulling down exercise is while you do coffee enemas, okay? Because you're just laying there anyway. You're killing 2 birds with 1 stone, And the coffee enema itself helps move the energy downwards. Okay, so it's important that you understand that. But so I really want to emphasize that with you guys. For instance, I was helping out someone who's doing 4 coffee enemas a day. Okay, and I was telling, and he had a hard time fitting in. You know, all sometimes it's hard to fit in all the procedures, right? And so he was doing 4 a day, which is fine. It's fine to do 4 coffee enemas a day. He's doing 2 back-to-back at separate times. But I was telling him, I would rather you just do 1 back-to-back coffee enema session and do the pulling down exercise than do 4 enemas total. That's how important it is, right? And you can do the pulling down exercise as I talked about during your coffee enema. But if you're doing 4 a day, I would rather you just do 2 or even 1 a day and add in the pulling down exercise because it's that important, right? I'd rather that you not eat perfectly all the time. I'd rather you have a cheat meal once in a while, or just have a meal without a lot, you know, it's not a perfect nutritional balancing meal, and do the pushing down exercise, or what we call now the pulling down exercise. We started calling it the pulling down exercise because I've actually been talking about this on the channel for a while. If you go back to my old videos, I talk about how when I meditate, it's more like I'm pulling it down. And so this is not a new thing on the channel, but it's important that you realize that Dr. Wilson has now started calling it the pulling down exercise, okay? And this is important to realize that Dr. Wilson might have a different philosophy on this, okay? This is my own sort of personal thing that I've been telling clients, especially recently, okay? And it's a good sort of, like giving it a percentage, I think, you know, it helps, and, you know, kind of taking it as an aside to everything else on the program is important because it helps really emphasize how important it is. You know what I mean? So that's about it for this video, okay? Just realize how important the pulling down exercise is and how it's more important than anything else on the program. And it's as important as everything else combined, okay? So if you're running short on time, you know, you couldn't quite eat, you're not being able to quite cook enough vegetables a day, or you can't quite afford all the supplements 3 times a day, or, you know, you're a struggle to go to bed early every night, something like that, just realize that it's more important to focus on the pulling down exercise and master it than really fine-tune another part of the program, okay? It's more important that you do the pulling down exercise than the difference between eating 60% of your diet cooked vegetables and 70% of your diet cooked vegetables. Just understand that. And I think sometimes people fret about the small things in the program too much. So people, you know, I get people, they want to measure out exactly 9 cups of cooked vegetables a day, or, you know, on and on and on, right? They're worried about that they skipped a meal with their supplements or something, or maybe they, if they're a man, they masturbated to pornography one time or something like that. And a lot of people, they get too worried about the small things and they don't see the big picture. Big picture, the pulling down exercise is the most important thing. And it's important not to fret too much about doing all these things perfectly when you understand that, okay? So it's freeing in a sense. It's freeing in a sense that you're moving in a healthier direction. And if you mess up once or twice and you're not getting everything perfect, just remember that if you don't get any of these things perfect, it's okay because they're small compared to the power of the pulling down exercise, okay? So it's important that you realize that, okay? I understand the pulling down exercise is difficult for some people. I am working on an ebook. I would say I'm about halfway through an ebook. I don't know if it'll help people that much. It's more about my own experiences and how I experience the pulling down exercise. But I hope it helps you guys out once I release it, okay? So that's it. Don't forget to like the video. Comment below if you have any questions about this sort of concept, okay? And understand it is the most powerful part of the program, even though it's the most esoteric, even though it is really difficult for some people. Some people have an easy time with it, however. And don't fret the small stuff too much, okay? If you understand the big picture, and that you're on the healing path, and that doing the program the best you can is what's most important, and realizing that these things are insignificant compared to the pulling down exercise. That'll help you on your path. Okay? Hope you enjoyed the video. Comment below, like the video. I'll talk to you guys later. All right, bye.